rank.
Spitting?
He's spitting?
Oh, spitting at them. Is that the sign? Spit!
What is up? Welcome into the Double FU, the FU times 2, the fantasy football universe. It's myself, Jeremy, joined by Ryan. Today we are talking Underdog big board with the big dog, Ryan himself, who's done countless Underdog drafts already this offseason. We're going to get into it. We know we got a ton of things going on in the real NFL. I think myself, a Patriots fan, and Jesse, a Seahawks fan, will have a show here. Sorry, Ryan, you're left out this season as an Eagles fan, but we'll have a show.
I got my big one already.
You did.
I got it last year.
Hey, I'm looking for another one. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if it happens. I don't know. But I think Jesse's got the advantage there. But big things coming in 2 weeks, of course, with the Super Bowl. But fantasy doesn't stop. You're kind of left wondering what to do. Guess what you can do? You can jump on Underdog. You can do the big board drafts, and you can get your advice right here, right now. So first of all, Ryan, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. I mean, how can it not be great when Underdog is dropping all these contests? You know, they have the big board, the little board, the war room, the biggest board. Like, they have so many NFL offerings already. They're doing week-long golf now over the 4 days of golf. So, like, they just got everything on Underdog. I love it. So,
yeah. And listen, I know there's limited things to bet on. Like, will star female tennis players be smashing their rackets at the end of their sets, or grunting 1,200 times per match? I know there's lots of craziness going on, but right here, get into fantasy and make sure that you are betting on Underdog and some of these ADPs. So let's talk about that, Ryan, before we jump into our own big board draft. What are you looking at in terms of some of these early ADPs that you think that you can take advantage of here?
Yeah, there's been some movement, a lot of movement, actually. I mean, Trey Benson was at 240 for the first day. Absolutely insane. They put that there. He's up to 205 or something. So they're moving. Tyler Allgeier's up 20 spots. Joe Mixon's getting steamed up 20 spots. I don't quite understand that one. I haven't touched him yet. The higher it goes, the more I plan on not touching him. There were some sneaky gems that had no ADP that I showed you my screenshot of exposures. Trey Harris was a big one. I think Keenan leaves. He's going to have a piece of that offense. Round 17, 18 for Trey Harris. Like, I'll be 100%. I know it's not the wisest thing to do to be 100% on a player, but at that capital, I'll do it all day. We're going to talk about some more players later. That I don't want to spoil everything. Hopefully I get to talk about them later and they don't get sniped on us, which they probably will, but Brian Thomas Jr. round 8, Marvin Harrison round 7, a lot of bounce backs. Jalen Waddle's in there too. And I don't know if you saw the Twitter stuff, but the elite quarterbacks have kind of been shoved down the board a little bit. Lamar's at 50, Jaden Daniels in the 70s, Joe Burrow in the 70s.
Okay.
We're going to draft a quarterback early. I hope you're ready for that.
Well, let's I am ready for that, but let's talk a little bit about these settings just so everyone is clear. Can you give us the standard settings here for the big board contest?
Yeah, we got one. I was just going to pull up on the screen. We got one quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, and a flex. You get 12 bench slots. Obviously, there's going to be super flex formats later in the season, eliminators, everything else. But this is just the standard best ball format. Nothing too tricky about that. 4-point passing touchdowns, because that's a big one. Because I know some of the industry plays different now. I don't think any of the best ball, DraftKings, Underdog, drafters, I don't think they've gone to 6 points yet. I don't think they're going to 6 points, but something to keep an eye on. This is half PPR. That's the big thing. Okay. Underdog is half. If we ever draft on DraftKings is full. So that's the biggest disparity between the two sites.
Awesome. Good to know. Why don't you get us in the draft and we'll get it queued up here. We are 12 team, correct, Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
20 seconds per pick. Last year it was 30.
Yeah.
Gave us some time to think and talk about it. There's not going to be much time to think and talk.
Listen, it's fast draft, right? Fast draft is affecting the landscape of all of this stuff. If you haven't tried that, we got a promo code for you, Fast Draft. Go check it out. FFU, 100% first time deposit match if you haven't checked it out yet. But right now we're on Underdog, the big dog, and I'm going to get us off screen here so that people can actually see what we're doing.
We're waiting for one person. That's nothing.
I think
there it is. All right.
Where are we picking? Are we first here, or they haven't
ADP yet?
Okay.
You are 8th. I'm okay with that. I don't love it. I don't hate it. 6 is the spot I don't want to be in.
Well, what are you thinking about from the 8 and then coming back around to do the math for me? Is that 20?
Well, right now I'm looking at
18?
I don't like Christian McCaffrey all that much, and I don't like Jonathan Taylor all that much this year.
Yeah.
You want to be in the top 5 or at the very end. That's where I wanted to be doing my draft so far this year. But I mean, CD's probably going to go. We're probably going to be left with the choice of one of these 3, or James Cook or Amon-Ra. You could talk me into any of them.
I was just going to ask. I doubt it's possible, but have you seen James Cook fall to the early to mid round 2 yet?
Scooped up.
So who do you think we're realistically looking at with our second pick? Could we get to Achane? Or is it more likely we're going to be picking through Neighbors, Jefferson? Yeah.
More in the Genty, Saquon, Omarion Hampton range.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. I think half PPR. I just want an elite player in the first round. I don't really care if it's a running back, especially at 8. But yeah, I think in the first 3 rounds, I think we need to get at least one running back. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets thin really quick.
I am sure.
I'm not opposed to taking James Cook here, unless you want to go Amon-Ra. Like I said, you could talk me out of it. You want to be in those top 5 picks with Bijan, Nakua, Chase, Gibbs, and then JSN's going here at the end of the clock, probably.
Well, how do you feel about Joe Brady and that new offense there? Well, the same old offense, I guess, in Buffalo. But I guess it's a good thing for continuity purposes for the offense. We can probably pretty much expect it to be what it's always been, right?
Yeah. So would you want to go CeeDee Lamb here? CeeDee Lamb or James Cook?
I would prefer, I think, to go James Cook. I love CeeDee Lamb. I don't get the fade personally, even if George Pickens stays, but I do want to lock in. I feel like they're similar production players, and I would prefer to lock in the running back and half PPR.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, we're probably going to double up here, or unless you're feeling like a Nico Collins a little bit, might be a little high for that at 17, but I don't think it's egregious. Pickens is down there. Jeremiah Love is a little too high for me right now at the end of the second. I'm not a fan of that one. We don't know where he's going to go.
Yeah.
Plus he's a rookie. Plus it's just a whole lot of question marks. Omarion Hampton, Saquon, Genty right in front of him. Like, not in that order, but
but before we get to our pick, talk to me quickly about elite tight ends. Where do they go? Where have they been going?
Well, Trey McBride goes here almost every time. 11, 12, 13.
Okay. Damn.
It feels a little high. There goes Hampton, Genty. So we might, if you want to go A-Chain, I don't like the offense. Well, there he goes. Never mind. So we're going to have our
Bowers.
If you want to do Bowers, I'm not opposed to it either. I mean, it's really early in the ADP. We have Saquon, Neighbors, or Bowers.
I don't like any of those players. I don't want Saquon. I say pick between Neighbors and Bowers yourself.
I'll say we lock up the elite tight end.
Honestly, I think that's a really good strategy because Kittle is, who knows when he's coming back next season,
Kittle's
if at all.
Way down the board.
Yeah. And so how many elite tight ends are there? Colson Loveland, is he like the third guy? I think honestly, other than Kyle Pitts, there's really not a guy at value. Maybe Tucker Kraft. We could grab another one of those guys possibly, but I'm very happy. Look, I like Malik Neighbors, but what is his realistic ceiling with Jackson Dart in an offense that we're not even sure what it's going to look like?
Yeah, and I think Brock Bowers' ADP is going to go up a fair bit once Clint Kubiak eventually gets that job. I mean, He's not going to the Browns. He's not going to the Cardinals.
Yep.
Either he goes back to Seattle and JSN's probably a value at 5, or Brock Bowers is up in the Trey McBride range. He probably jumps A-Chain. He probably jumps Genty. He might jump Hampton.
Yeah, but also they're not going to figure out, and even if let's say they bring in another elite weapon through free agency or the rookie class, there's still not a ton of mouths there. We know Genty is there. We know they're likely to have Mendoza. So I'm very comfortable with Bowers where he's going there for.
Yeah, we'll look for that stack later in the draft.
Yeah, that's a good call, actually. What are we thinking here? I see we got Tet, Jacobs, Kenneth Walker. Who else is available for us? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I had to sneeze. Didn't want to sneeze in the people's ear.
What do you think? What are you thinking?
Rashee Rice is here. I don't know how that's going to play out this offseason. Ted, I like a lot. I mean, you could talk me into another running back. We'll be a little thin on wide receiver, but I think that's okay.
You know, Bucky Irving, really, I'm surprised at how far he's dropped. Rachaad White likely to leave in free agency is my guess. Tristan Wirfs was not healthy for the entire season. That whole offense took a step back. I think Bucky has a good chance at a bounce back. How do you feel about him?
I feel a little not as strong about Bucky, but I just didn't like his role this year. Sean Tucker's still going to be there. He's still going to take most of the goal line touches, but I think this one might be are you sold that Rashee Rice, like, he's going to play it this year? Because
no, I don't want Rashee Rice.
Well, then I'm going to argue for Ted then if he survives one pick.
Sure.
And he didn't. Okay.
All
right. This is I love best ball. I kind of like Josh Jacobs a little more, unless you like J-Mo or AJ Brown.
No, I like Jacobs over them. I kind of like the other backs, but if you want Jacobs, go ahead and take Jacobs, and I'll.
I kind of like Breece Hall, but I think he might go back to the Jets. I think that might get ugly.
I think that's fine, to be honest.
He's in the split, and then I think Bucky is just that injury was just so weird, where he lost basically the whole season. But it's
almost as if Tampa was practicing next to an electrical substation with the way that they dealt with their injuries.
Yeah, I brought that up a year ago, and it was out there it's been out there forever. Like, people have been talking about it, and now it's just come to fruition, and it feels like a little bit more than just a conspiracy at this point.
It does. What do we got? 4 picks here.
Yeah.
I like Zay. What about Cam or ETN?
I don't think we need another running back at this point. I think.
How many do we have?
Oh, we have 2. We have James Cook and Josh Jacobs.
I am interested in J-Mo, of course. I'm interested in Zay. He came on later. The usage was there. Of course, we have a new regime. But I feel like that was more like Lamar, just giving him the opportunity. But yeah, I you know me, I love J-Mo. So Zay or J-Mo.
I get on board with that. I mean, it's starting to get thin at wide receiver here. You have the rookies coming up. You have Jordan Tyson in the next round. You have Cardinal Tate. Luther Burden, I think, is a little too low, but besides the point. Always a stand around here. Then Mekhi Lemon, and then it starts to get a little sketchy down the board. I mean, I'd love for Lamar to somehow fall past his ADP and the quarterbacks get pushed down, like I said, even further, but I doubt that's going to happen.
What are we looking? Can you pull up just the quarterbacks? What are we looking at quarterback?
I mean, it gets really, really good later here. You got Bo Nix, the ankle
Trevor
thing. Jaden Daniels in the 70s just feels like an easy one. Like, you don't have to complicate it; just feels easy.
He's just got to stay healthy, right? This is the issue.
Yeah, same with Dart.
Yeah,
all those concussion protocols. I mean, Herbert at 66 isn't bad either. He's going to give you a quarterback one upside.
Yeah, but I would take Burrow, who's later than Herbert.
Yeah, then Brock Purdy down here as well. Brock Purdy. Well, I click on Bo Nix. My bad. Keep clicking on him. Brock Purdy. I like him at quarterback 15.
Yep. Darnold. If Kubiak stays, like you said.
I'll keep hoping that I'll keep hoping that Lamar gets pushed down and get the stack. I doubt it's going to happen, like I said, but I wishful thinking, I guess, because one of these, this guy's probably going to go Caleb for the stack.
How many picks we got?
We got.
Why can't I see where? Oh, there it is. 6.
We got 6.
Okay.
We got 6 picks away.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, these two are the ones that concern me. You're not going to pick double quarterback in the first 5 rounds. But
never know.
Hey, we got to start planning. I'm okay with Rome. I'm okay with Lemon. There goes Lamar.
There he goes.
That's what I'm worried about.
What
RJ
about
Harvey, I could get on board here with in round 5. Christian Watson.
I don't know. A lot of J.K. Dobbins hype. I do like Harvey, though. I do like Harvey.
Well, there he goes.
Did Caleb just go? Damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
We'd go Jalen Waddle.
I would probably go Jalen Waddle here. Yeah. Very comfortable
He's
with
been
that.
an early mover with ADP. His ADP was 78 on day 1.
Where do we
I'll
just
happily take him every round 5. That's what we're looking at so far. James Cook, Josh Jacobs, Flowers, Jalen Waddle, and Brock Bowers. I'm a fan, especially if we could grab. Where are we up? We're up in 6 picks. I'm going to see what our next pick is. 80. So probably a little late for the quarterbacks coming up here.
Did Tyson go?
He went a bit ago, I think.
Okay. Yeah, sounds right.
Or 11.
Looks like he went before Tate.
I haven't been picking these guys. I know the rookie class has been getting a little hype but I just can't get in on it.
Yeah. Is it BTJ time for you?
Absolutely. Where's he at? There he is.
Do it.
I love this start. I mean, he's a trade candidate.
Yeah, I think he moves. Where do you think he goes?
I think he's out of there, and he's been one of my most heavily drafted players through day 1. We could go for the Trevor Lawrence stack if he doesn't get moved, but I think he gets moved more often than not.
Yeah, but I love Trevor Lawrence, and you can always get Parker a little bit later, I would say.
He's right next to him, my guy.
Damn. Well, where's Travis Hunter going, or is he already gone?
Travis Hunter is.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting about Trevor Lawrence, though? You could go Brenton Strange. You could go Bashal. You could make the bet that I was talking about last season that Rashad White comes in, replaces Travis Etienne.
They're all up. People are high in the Jacksonville
sort of. I bet you Strange is available late, though.
He's in the 100. He's in the early hundreds as well.
Damn, over
there goes Parker Washington, round 6. That late season was just
Jesus. That's awful.
Yeah, that's where we're at, man. I mean,
all right. I almost don't want to pick Trevor because of that.
You could talk me into Dart. You could talk me into Jalen.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the thing is we need guys who are gonna
here.
We need guys who are gonna run.
I like Monongai a lot.
Who can be naked for us sometimes. So I think Dart. Yeah, I guess Trevor could be that, but damn.
He could, and we could go back around with Jacoby Myers if you really want to.
Do love a Kobe. But if we have to pick him early, it just doesn't make sense.
So we're up in
I don't mind Javonte.
I don't mind him either, but I think he might go. He's fallen a little far here.
But you got Tucker Kraft sitting there. You got Monongai sitting there. Those are interesting to me as well.
I think we're good on tight end.
Clearly.
Bowers. We'll address that later. There goes Javonte. I'm kind of cool with Jackson Dart if he makes it.
Yeah, I don't know about Hurts. I'm not upset about it, but I would almost prefer Lawrence to Hurts.
You would go Lawrence over these two?
I'll make the bet with Dart. Let's go Dart. We'll
pair him with Theo Johnson later. We could do Wandale just in case he comes back. I don't know.
I heard something. I heard some interesting speculation about the Giants now with Harbaugh bringing in Isaiah Likely. I thought that was interesting speculation. That
He's
would
pretty
totally
elite as
nuke.
well.
That would totally nuke Theo
Yeah,
Johnson.
I've been clicking him a lot. They're back to back here.
Yeah.
21, 22. I love Terrence Ferguson. I've been picking him a lot as well.
I just worry that they don't play him enough. I mean, still,
They target Stafford targeted him with the season on the line. I'm just gonna
He's-
say that.
oh yeah, no, he's been great when he's out there. The problem is he needs to get out there. All right, we got 4 picks.
There goes Jacoby.
How are we on running back?
We could
Or do you want to go double? We could go double QB here.
We could if you like Trevor, or we could. I've been Malik Willis. Where's he at? I gotta scroll down further. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you want Malik Willis later? Because we're drafting. We're gonna look from.
We're gonna do Mendoza. Okay. Yeah, I like Tootin.
Pittman, Pearsall on a bounce back. I don't like
What else
anyone
we
else
got?
receiver really. I mean,
No.
Wandale if you want that, but
No.
I'm cool going Tootin.
Boot. Yeah, I'd go Tootin.
Often,
so what
often in
round
this-
is this?
We're
I'm
in
looking.
round 8. Often in this
8.
spot,
Yeah.
a lot what I would do when I don't draft a quarterback early, I would just go Patrick Mahomes and then bring it back around with Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
I think this is an underrated stack. I love it. We're probably not going to draft it here because Mahomes is going to be gone by our next pick, but he's aiming to play week 1. And I know coming off the ACL, it's a little rough, but it is Patrick Mahomes. We do have to, realize that. And also, Matt Nagy's gone. Eric Bieniemy is back. I think they're going to start cooking again.
Okay.
That's just
I'm
something
not
to
gonna-
keep an eye on when you're doing
I'm
drafts.
not going to argue with you. In terms of construction, we're pretty balanced here. What would you like to see us do in the next 2 to 3 picks in terms of position?
I think this is a wide receiver hot zone coming up. You have
Okay.
Jordan Addison. I know off the field issues, but he's been really good. Do you
That
trust?
scares me.
Oh, yeah, there he goes. Anyway, and there goes the next player I was about to highlight in January. That person knows what they're doing. All right, okay.
What about
nuke
Wandale?
my-
How do you feel about him and his free agency, and the fact that we have Dart in case he stays?
They did pay Darius Slayton a lot of money.
A ridiculous amount of money. It was like 3 for 36, wasn't
Yeah, which makes me
it?
makes me a little hesitant on him coming back. Jadarian Price is probably going to be my RB2
Okay.
in this class.
I would
I
take
haven't
Price.
really deep dove on many of these guys yet, but a little later for round 10, I like Jaden
Yep.
Higgins. I like Chris Godwin a lot as a bounce back candidate.
I like
Tyler
Dobbs.
Algier.
Dobbs is going to move.
Tyler Algier. Wait, what did you say? I couldn't hear you. My mic
I
cut
said
out.
Dobbs is going to move.
Yeah, he's
and I
gonna
like
he's gonna
him
be
a
out
lot.
of there.
He's looked great.
I mean, if you want to go Romeo Dobbs,
Yeah, but at this pick,
we go Wandale first.
yeah, I don't mind Wanda, but half PPR
It is half. He still scores a lot though.
if he stays. Yeah, let's make the bet. Maybe he stays.
Maybe he stays. Maybe he
Wandale.
does. It's round 10. It's round 9.
But I like Dobbs or Algier. Higgins is totally fine. Really like him. Godwin, I'm kind of out on. Just because I think he's losing juice, the injuries. I'm just a little concerned about that. How do you feel about Big Bill? The potential that he could see some goal line work, be the big back if they bring in a Scattier type guy.
I just don't see it. I mean, that last game of the year did a lot for his ADP. I thought it would be higher
True.
than 123.9. But
Yeah.
I think they just got to bring someone in. I don't know if it's draft, free agency. I mean, you could bring in Kenneth Walker. You could bring in Brees Hall, and that would just totally nuke his value. You could even bring in Tyler Algier
Yep.
to compete with him. I mean, they're kind
Bring
of
in
the same.
Etienne.
There's a lot of free agent running backs out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Algier's been. He was going in round 13 on day 1. I was just, it was just endless clicks. I saw Tyler Algier. I'm like, click.
So I like Dobbs, but I don't mind the quarterbacks in this range. And you got Brenton Strange and Coleman. I don't know if Coleman makes a huge splash in year one,
Yeah,
but I do like him.
I'm okay with going Dobbs.
Yeah, do it. I think
I
Dobbs is a perfect fit in New York, to be honest. I
could
don't know
see
if
it
they
in New
want to
York.
tie up that much money, especially if they're going to bring in a likely. I don't know if they
How
want to tie up
much
that
money
much
does
money in the
Atlanta have?
passing game.
I don't think Atlanta has a lot. They
Yeah.
they desperately need a second option at wide receiver. Darnell Mooney,
Yeah.
the injuries just wasn't his year. They have nothing behind Drake London. We saw when Drake London went down, the passing attack just went anemic, pretty much.
Yeah. Well,
So I
another
like.
team that needs a wide receiver, and we might have we're talking about the pass catcher leaving. It's going to be Baltimore. We already have Zay Flowers. Maybe Dobbs, Wandale, or Brian Thomas potentially ends up in Baltimore. Do we take a backup of Baltimore quarterback with our last pick, or is that a waste?
I think we'll be good on quarterback.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get Mendoza here in a couple of picks. Sometimes the ADP of the quarterback is not right, and they just go way higher, and sometimes they just fall. It's depends on your draft.
All right. So what are we looking at? We got 3 running backs, 5 wide receivers, a quarterback, and a tight end. Who do we need?
See what I mean? Depending on the draft, 4 quarterbacks in the last 5 picks. So we're gonna want to get Mendoza a little above ADP. Maybe
I would take him here.
I mean, if you don't want to wait, there's no players in this range where I'm just going to pound the table and be like, we need to draft this guy. I love Chris Godwin. I mean, at around 11, I get it, but I already have enough of them. I think I'm at 35% Chris Godwin. I mean, Jonah Coleman's also fallen very far.
Kittle at the 11-5. Damn.
Yeah, he wants to play week 1, so
we missed Godwin. He just went.
That's fine.
All right, it's Mendoza time.
Yeah, I'm okay taking Mendoza this far over ADP. I mean,
well,
ADP at this point doesn't really matter.
Well, hang on. We still got Darnold. We still got Shuck.
Do you want to risk it to the next pick?
Yeah, let's risk it.
Do you want to go Jonah Coleman or do you want to go Travis Hunter? Are you a Travis Hunter believer?
Yes. Sure.
I don't have any Travis Hunter yet, so
I mean, why not? It's such a good good ADP, and at wide receiver, we're almost finished now.
Yeah, we're gonna go for 8, and there's a guy that I want to save for like round 17, round 18, and we'll talk about him later. So we have one spot to fill between now and then, or we could fill both spots at the end. There's some guys that I like out there that I won't tip my hand just yet, but when we get to them, I'll talk about them. Okay, we got to rip Mendoza a little early.
Yeah, I think you got to do it now, but
you got to do it now.
There's a good chance he falls to us.
I'm not going to take that chance.
No. Meaning for this pick.
Oh yeah.
As in we didn't take him last pick, so we're hoping.
There was a draft I did 2 nights ago where I got the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins double stack, and someone took Burrow 30 spots over ADP.
No.
I was like, if I waited till 70 and tried to, game the ADP a little bit, sure, blame me. But there goes Cam Ward. We got to pull it on Mendoza now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, the quarterbacks
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with this. ADP is going to change, and we lock in the stack. We could. I know we said about 2 wide receivers later, but we could go with a Trey Tucker double. Casey Concepcion, he's been working around here.
How do you feel about Besh? Would he be a last round pick?
No.
Half PPR is tough.
Half PPR is tough, and he didn't really show anything his rookie year. I know maybe this second year jump he'll progress, but there are some rookies that I just got my eye on that feel very mispriced.
Well, all right. Who are we looking at here? Because at wide receiver, we're doing okay. We could use another running back or 2.
Yeah. So you got the obvious targets. You got Sean Tucker. You got Jordan Mason. Who knows how Aaron Jones is doing after, he's getting up there in age. I believe he's 32, 33 right now.
Yep.
Rashad White. I like Nick Singleton. He kind of fell on hard times at Penn State because, the team was just not good.
Yeah.
But someone could bring him in late day 2 and he could be a 1B in a rotation. I don't hate that.
You skipped one of our favorite players. I don't know if he's going to be able to. And he just went. Tajay Spears. I don't know if he's going to be able to match production. I don't know what Pollard's deal is next season, but I don't mind him at all this late. But he's gone.
We have J.K. Dobbins as well. I wouldn't have minded the Tajay Spears pick. I mean, Dable's the coordinator now. They just hired him 2-3 hours ago.
Yep.
So could be better offense there. I say we take one of these running backs. Which one do you want?
Yeah, it's Tucker for me, clearly. Although Dobbins is interesting. You're not interested in Charbonnet? You just don't think he plays?
No.
Take Tucker. Go ahead.
I just can't get on board off the ACL. I mean, they're probably going to keep Kenneth Walker now with some kind of tag, or they have a lot of money. I don't think people realize how much money that Seattle actually has in cap space this offseason. They have close to 70 mil. They could do whatever they want with Kenneth Walker.
Basically, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Basically. Yeah. So we're up at about 5 picks. Do you want to double up on running back? You feeling Jordan Mason?
I like Mason. No, I like Rashad. I think that offense is a problem. I like Rashad White moving.
Dang
it, Sadiq.
every time you started talking about it, you get hyped because I just fallen a little far. That was like 40 spots past ADP, I think.
Likely's there, Kelsey's there. At this ADP, Kelsey's interesting to me. I guess people assume he's going to retire.
Do you want to go Isaiah Likely and hope he? I like Isaiah Likely.
I don't mind Likely. I don't mind White.
I say we go Likely and hope he comes over with.
Yeah.
And get one of those. He's going to be a good player no matter where he goes in terms of receiving production.
Well, as long as he's
not going back to Baltimore. We know that.
No, as long as he's used. But, if, the LA Rams decide they need a 7th tight end to rotate in.
Based on him. I could see Kansas City bringing him in.
Yeah.
Be kind of ironic after how, that season opener played out a couple of years back. With the toe on the goal line. I think that was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I forgot about Trey Benson. See, there's a lot of sleepers down. Trey Benson at 187 is just insane.
Yeah, you got to take him.
Actually,
let's see the running backs who are left, because I would prefer a running back here.
I don't know what's going on here. They're highlighting, but they're not uncoloring, so I don't know what's going on here. So
Trey, or how do you feel about Braylon Allen? What do you think is going to happen in New York?
I think Brees is going to get the tag. They're going to want to build the best possible environment for a quarterback in 2027. Now that Dante Moore, is going back to college, there goes Trey Benson. So I think
Keaton Mitchell. I love Keaton Mitchell, but you could sell me on Nick Singleton.
I just think Nick Singleton's going to be one of those guys that gets the draft capital. I think Keaton Mitchell, he might get a little bit of an increased role. Derrick Henry's not getting any younger, but we've been saying that since 2018?
Yeah. Caleb?
I've been drafting a lot of Caleb. I think with the new staff in there, I don't like that it's Mike McCarthy. I don't like the hire, and I don't like how, they're going to try to win again. If this was like a younger hire, like a Scalise, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, you'd be more inclined to see what you have in a Caleb Johnson and then be more inclined to play him.
Do me a favor. Just click the little star on Caleb Johnson, but we can take Nick Singleton.
Is there anything else? Shamiri DK, Theo Johnson, on a third tight end now?
Not particularly.
All right. Let's go Nick Singleton.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
I remember when Nick Singleton was the guy in Devi. He was the guy a couple of years back. Like, what? Top of first round consideration, and like I said, Penn State, Katron Allen. Katron Allen's going 50 some spots above him. I don't agree with that at all.
Okay.
I think Singleton's a better prospect, but
so wait, take me through how many rounds we have left.
We have 20, so we got 5 more.
All right, let's look at what our build looks like. Give me the numbers. There it is. Scroll up. So
256.
2, 5, 6, 2. How do you want this to end up?
I usually go. We could do a little variation of it, but I usually go 3, 6, 8, 3 because you have to start
Okay.
3 wide receivers.
I don't hate DK, but you mentioned Trey Tucker. He's sitting right there. Zachariah Branch also potentially
Early
interesting.
declare,
What
one
are
of
you
like the
thinking?
only early declares in this class.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
Kelsey is there, man. Holy crap. Travis
there goes
Kelsey.
Mix. I told you he's getting
Wow.
the steam up. But do you want to go Theo Johnson for a stack here? Do you want Caleb? I get on board with anything.
I want to leave Theo. I could go Caleb or Branch. You pick.
Let's go Caleb. I like the wide receivers later.
Tell me
better.
about Kelsey.
I think he
I
retires.
get it. The fear
he
is he retires, right? That's
He
the fear.
retires.
I understand. But if he doesn't retire, he's still doing
Look,
80% Travis Kelsey things.
Look.
And he came on the second half of the year.
I've been taking a couple of Travis Kelsey shares when I do the Mahomes worthy thing that I was talking about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Bro, it's the back of the 16th. He's still that doesn't make sense to me.
I'm surprised Theo Johnson's kicking around this long, if being honest.
Yeah, but that hardball thing is a little scary.
I want to click on this. I want to click on this person still. The 2-3-10.
Woo! What's really nice about Theo is he can block a little bit. But Bellinger is there as the blocking guy. They really have a nice 1-2 punch at tight end. I don't think they need to bring in a tight end. They could certainly use Theo. Look, maybe Isaiah Likely goes somewhere really fun and interesting for fantasy, and we get 3 stud tight ends if we take Theo. But there he goes. So we're not doing that.
That's fine. Run on tight ends.
And Njoku.
I think we could wait on tight end. I've been drafting. This color thing is just confusing me right now.
Yeah, I don't even know.
They're all lit up. I really like Pat Freiermuth late. He's just. I know he doesn't have a quarterback, but he needs to get the ball more.
What are we assuming with Aaron Rodgers? Because I feel like he's gonna play.
I think he's in Minnesota.
I hear that.
Are you a big Zachariah Branch guy? Because he is falling.
No.
There he goes. Naturally, when you bring someone up, they go.
Kyle Williams is interesting.
I'm gonna take the reins for this one. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go Omar Cooper. I love Omar Cooper.
I'm fine with that.
He was one of the wide receivers I was talking about. I wanted to make sure to secure him. It's a little bit over ADP, but we talk about how weak this draft class is. I was doing some research on him yesterday because he just officially declared yesterday, so he's still an ADP value because people were unsure if he was going to declare or not. But man, oh man, in a class like this, a 6-foot slot receiver that makes guys miss, he had the second most missed tackles in the class. He's right ahead of Mekhi Lemon.
Well,
he's really good at getting zone.
Sorry, go on.
He's really good at getting zone. He has the 3rd highest PFF grade against zone. He has, what was it? I think it was the 4th highest yards per route run against zone. And, NFL teams are running more and more zone coverage with the 2 high and everything. So I want a zone beater. I think he's a day 2 guy. I was hearing day 1 buzz. I don't believe that, but
I like it a lot. I'll tell you why in a second, but cue up our next pick. I'm guessing we need a wide receiver or quarterback or tight end.
Wide receiver, quarterback, or tight end. You like Kate Otten or you like Eli Stowers? I haven't been able to.
I would probably take Stowers. Pro Bowl quarterback Shadur Sanders still on the board.
We could go Jack Bash if you want to. We do need one more.
I don't care. No. Pick one of those 3 on the board. But I'll tell you why I like the pick of Omar Cooper.
Jack Bash.
I'll tell you why I like the pick of Omar Cooper because NFL teams have had lots of success pairing their college quarterbacks with college wide receivers. I think the Raiders have an opportunity to do that. They have a need to do that.
They have 2 opportunities to do that.
It could be Surratt for sure. But I think it's possible that it could be Omar Cooper. He fills, he plays kind of the same role as Trey Tucker. So that could be, a little bit of a mismatch there. Surratt would be kind of who I think they'd prefer in terms of a role. But maybe Surratt goes and they're left with Cooper, which could be a good thing.
Yeah. I think Cooper might go first.
Yeah, I think it depends on how NFL teams envision using him. And is he a kick return guy?
I'm not familiar. I don't think he was. I don't think he is, but
okay.
From recollecting, I haven't been able to, do too much of a deep dive on these guys yet. I'm getting right around to that as it's Super Bowl time.
Yes, sir. But so we got 2 picks left. How are we rounding it out in terms of position? Looks like we want a tight end, yeah.
Tight end, quarterback. I mean, I don't know if we want to take a quarterback. We could take another wide receiver.
You could take Ty. You could take Kirk.
I'm a bigger fan of Kirk.
And you could take would you take like a Mariota? Or do you think he's tied to why? I'm trying to think of who. I like Mac. I struggle to see them trading him.
Yeah, I don't think they trade him. You got him locked up. Maybe at the trade deadline, like it doesn't make sense, but you're gonna lose him next offseason.
Brazel's a touchdown guy. He's worked a lot around the end zone. I think he's interesting to me. Pacheco runs hard. He could find a spot. Tongas is interesting as well with the Kittle injury. I can't believe he's still here.
Well, then we could go Tongas for this pick and maybe quarterback, maybe wide receiver. If you think we're good with just Mendoza and Dart.
Let's look at the rookies real quick. I know we only have a few seconds.
We have 8 picks. But rookie quarterbacks. I mean, do you want to take just that Trinidad Chambliss doesn't go back to college?
Oh, good Lord, no way.
That's really it.
Yeah, but any rookies at all who we need to, because Brazel interests me. I'll say that.
He interests me with where he's going to get drafted.
Ollie Gordon is interesting.
I like Antonio Williams. Konata Monfield if Devontae Adams retires. I don't think he retires.
We could make the bet that Donta Thornton becomes something.
I think they're going to
Matt Collins had some big games.
Do you think we're good with Dart Mendoza?
I would like another quarterback. I just don't know if there is one.
I think it's Kirk or bust on that front. I'm okay with Brazel though. I just don't like
Kirk. I honestly think Kirk is okay.
I think he starts for the Browns.
He's going to give us some use. Well, but Penix isn't going to be ready.
The Falcons. My bad.
Yeah.
Stefanski wanted to trade for this guy how many years ago?
Yeah. And we saw what he was able to do with Joe Flacco. Cousins showed a little bit. If they can fortify the line, I'm good with it. And in this ADP, who's that? I don't know if it's my guy anymore. It doesn't seem to be Washington's guy. That's the problem.
That's tough. I'm cool going Kirk here, rounding it out. I know sometimes you want to draft a third quarterback earlier.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So our team, I'll pull up the big board actually for the start of it. I wish one of these 3 would have fell to our second round pick. That's the only thing I wish would have been different.
Who's that?
A-Chain, Genty, or Hampton. But I like Josh Jacobs in the 3rd. Bowers in the 2nd. I kind of like this one. Dart's an excellent value in round 7. I love that.
Agree. He's got to stay healthy though.
Yeah, and Mendoza, it's just a lottery type kind of pick. Who knows what he's going to be, but it's the stack. We got the double, I think. We didn't go triple, did we? And we went Besh. Maybe the double with Omar Cooper. Maybe he slots in there. I like Caleb Johnson. I like this draft. I mean, I've been ending most of the 6-8, the 6-8-3, and you see a lot of these other teams are ending with the 6-8 or the 3-6-8-3 as well. It's just one of the most common. Cup in the front here. So it's very common draft strategy. It just gives you the most well-rounded team. And like I said, you see about half the teams in this pool doing it. So that's why I've kind of fallen on it. I think all the drafts I've done like 30 some right now, most in the little board. They've been all 3, 6, 8, 3.
Yep. Well, let's go through it pick by pick real quick. We got James Cook in the first. I'm happy with that because, like you said, we didn't have any of those running backs fall to us in half PPR in the second round. We took Brock Bowers. I think I would have preferred, now looking at the board, to wait a little bit on it on tight end, but I don't mind it at all. Brock Bowers, I think, will be locked in, and with health should be a stud again. We got Josh Jacobs in the third, Zay, Waddle, Brian Thomas Jr. A lot of question marks at wide receiver, but I think those guys certainly have the talent to, put up big games. And Brian Thomas Jr., we both believe, is likely on the move. Like you said, Jackson Dart, a massive value there just before Jalen Hurts. Bayshell Tootin may be a little high, but I think it's probably, I don't know, does the ETN stick around? What do they do with him? He'll likely be relatively cheap, but it's possible they bring someone else in and feature Tootin a little bit more. At least that's what we're banking on. Best Ball on Call telling us that Wan'Dale Robinson is a free agent. We know, but it's possible he goes to the Raiders. It's possible he goes elsewhere, and maybe unlikely, but maybe he sticks around. They do need to fill the role, although, as we discussed, they have a ton of money tied up in their pass catchers with that Darius Slayton contract, but at least they got Neighbors and Theo Johnson on rookie deals as well. So they could probably afford to go out there and either pay Wan'Dale or go get someone like Romeo Dobbs or that Brian Thomas Jr. or draft someone. We'll see. We got Dobbs, we got Travis Hunter, we got Fernando Mendoza. I love that pick. Like you said, right before Ward, but I'm glad we waited on him. I'm not sold on Travis Hunter, but we have Hunter and Mendoza instead of Mendoza and, I don't know, Aaron Jones,
Judy.
Jonah Coleman. So I think that's a better option for us there. Sean Tucker, love the talent. He just needs more time on the field. We got Isaiah Likely, Nick Singleton. Is that Caleb? We did end up with Caleb Johnson. Look, he needs to step up. He's got the ability. Arthur Smith out of town. It's possible Caleb gets some run, especially with Kenny Gainwell likely out the door. So we'll see how that shakes out. Omar Cooper, Jack Best, Jake Tungus, and Kirk Cousins. Ryan, grade this draft for us. What do you think? How do we do? How do we feel about it?
It feels like a B, because scrolling back up here, I agree with you on Brock Bowers. I feel like we could have waited, maybe grabbed Malik Neighbors. I like Saquon Barkley more than you do. Maybe I'm just a homer. I don't know. I think it's still there for him, but it's the offensive line. Lots of questions there. Brock Bowers is going to be the number one target for a rookie quarterback who likes to get the ball out quick. We saw it all over his Indiana tape. So I think he's going to be the guy. Obviously showed that through his first 2 NFL seasons. So that's the main reason for the B. There's a couple of players in here I'd like more. Maybe I should have pushed harder on Luther Burden in round 4 over Zay Flowers.
Like I said, I would not do that.
Well, maybe that's me being a homer as well. I like the middle of this draft. The meat and potatoes right here. We got Waddle, Thomas, Dart. Like I said, we think Brian Thomas is on the move. So this is the main part of the draft that I like. And then a couple of lottery tickets at wide receiver here. Who knows what happens with them? Who knows if he plays wide receiver? But the potential of this big board team is if Brian Thomas gets traded, because if he gets traded, he sees an uptick in value. Travis Hunter's automatically going to see an uptick in value, and it's really going to vault our lineup, increase its potential.
Good point. The other thing that I just considered in my brain, Wan'Dale should go to Tennessee. I don't know what their cap space situation is.
They have a lot. They have to have a lot.
Yeah, right. But you got Dayball over there. You got Cam Ward. Why not?
I mean, it makes sense, honestly. I could see it. I mean, he could go to Atlanta too. I mean, Drake London excels in the slot, but they need wide receiver help there.
Well, hey, listen, they need it. We got Kirk for that reason. So hopefully Kirk gets half or 2/3 or maybe the full season if the team is just awful and can't win any games and they need to rest Michael Penix and make sure he heals up for the following season. So we'll see how all of that goes. I'm very happy with this draft. Look, you always want it to go a different way, but this early in terms of ADP, we're out here trying to take advantage as much as possible. Ryan, we should do another one of these, maybe next week or on the weekend just to kind of solidify our stance and figure out what ADP is. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I'll be taking Omar Cooper Jr. again.
There you go. Look at that. Look at that ADP. Let's actually, right before we wrap up, let's quickly just look at the board here just for a couple of people. Let's start at the top. Let's go ahead and quickly each round just name a guy who you really like the ADP value of. Let's start in the first. Anyone stand out to you?
In this draft alone, or are you talking
Yeah.
like in general?
Yeah, this either. Go ahead.
Because Jackson with the Jigba past pick 5, I think it's just a home run.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. James Cook as RB5 to me. I love that value. Cook and Lamb. I don't think you can go wrong. Both of those guys steamed down some. How about in round 2?
It's Malik Neighbors. He fell a little too far.
Where is it? I don't even see. Oh, yeah. In the middle of round 2. Yeah. We could have had him and had a nice little stack. We did not do that. Give me Chase Brown all day in the second. I doubt he lasts in the second. I think he's going to fall to the third. And guess what, Ryan? All he does is score a crap ton of touchdowns in one of the best offenses of football. Stop fading this man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Round 3.
I would probably want to go. I'd probably say Tet. I was hoping for him to fall one more pick, and he didn't.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm gonna go Bucky. We were drafting Chase Brown and Bucky last season. End of the second, mid to late second, early third. I don't get it. Look, the offense was down as a whole this year. I think they bounced back. I really like Bucky's value there. How about in the fourth?
I'd say Ibuka. I think he's going to bounce back.
Yeah, I wonder how that goes. I mean, we saw Ibuka, we saw Rome similarly kind of go off early, then disappear once everything kind of solidified. What are you thinking in terms of how that shakes out? Like Mike Evans is probably back. Do you think he retired? What happens here?
I think he retires, and I said I like Chris Godwin a lot.
Yep.
I think you can't deny this kid targets. I mean, he was so good, and then Baker got injured, and it all fell apart. So I think we see somewhere in the middle upper side of what he did early in his rookie year to what he did late. But I didn't see AJ Brown there at 402. I'll take the risk in round 4 if he's washed or not. He's probably getting a new spot.
Yeah.
Honestly, Buffalo sticks out. That's the big one. Buffalo. I mean, New England. He loves Mike Vrabel.
Oh, please keep him away from New England.
So I think he's going to get a new spot. So I'd say AJ Brown. Honestly, actually,
can you imagine AJ Brown and Steph Diggs in the same wide receiver room? That's a little too much diva. That's a little too much diva for me to handle right now. I'm gonna go. I love Drake May, of course. I'm gonna go Cam Scatterbo. What is that? RB 16, 18? That's ridiculous.
Something like that. Yeah, it's I'm not insane. Ultra high in the Giants offense. We'll see who they bring in as coordinators. Probably gonna be Todd Monken. So,
bro, what did he have? Like 7 touchdowns in like 6 games?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, it was Dayball. I hear you. Let's go to the 5th round. Who do you like?
It's Lamar. I was hoping he was going to fall into our laps.
Yeah.
I mean, round 5 for potential QB1 MVP, type year. He puts up 400 fantasy points. You're probably advancing this team pretty easy because this advance rate is 3 of 12 and not the traditional 1 of 12 like it is for the Best Ball Mania that's going to come out later this year. So if Lamar gives you an MVP-like season, you're probably advancing this team no matter what.
Yeah. Fair. I'll go Caleb Williams in the middle of the 5th. We wanted one of those two. I definitely was going to be happy with Williams. They both got picked right before us, so we went Waddle. 6th round.
I'd say I want to say Brian Thomas, but I'll say Jaden Daniels for just what I was saying earlier. It feels like buy low season on these good quarterbacks. You see Joe Burrow right in front of you. You could argue, he got the stack as well. He actually got the double. The double that I was talking about. I didn't see it coming into formation, but he secured the double. So I'm going to go Joe Burrow just for that.
I like that team, but Derrick Henry, Travion Henderson scares the crap out of me. I'm concerned that those guys, that can be a really, really rough season with everything else going well for that team. I'll go Brian Thomas. Screw it. I think he's a good player. I think he's going to end up in a good situation. 7th round.
I don't want to toot our own horn here, but I'm going to go Jackson Dart.
Do it. Yeah. Man, he's just got to stay healthy. He's going to score a ton.
If he stays healthy, he is. I mean, it's not likely because of the guys in front of him with Allen, May, and Lamar, but he has overall QB1 upside if the offense overperforms. It's not a great percent chance at overall QB1, but in round 7, I'll take any percent chance we could get.
Yeah, agree. I like a lot of these names in round 7. I think Pierce ends up somewhere interesting. Jaylen Warren could have an even bigger role with Gainwell out. Javonte, you got to like. I'm going to go Jacoby Myers. If Brian Thomas is out of town, it's going to open up a ton for him. All he's been doing in that offense is scoring touchdowns. Looks great doing it. Parker Washington being the volume guy, I don't think is sticky. He's good, but Jacoby is better. 8th round.
8th round. Where are we at here? I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
ACL tear and everything. It could go Trevor Lawrence. You could argue that, but I think Mahomes is still that guy, even with the ACL tear. It wasn't like an extreme one. It wasn't ACL, PCL, MCL. It was just the ACL. Mm-hmm. So I think he's going to be back for week 1, and he's going to be, it's going to take him a couple of weeks, but he'll be that guy eventually. This team has Drake May to carry him through that. So
very fair. Pick your poison at tight end for me in the 8th round. Love all of these guys. But Tucker Kraft, I love him the most. Round 9.
Round 9. I was looking for Jaden Reed to fall to us. The Packers receiving room is crowded, but Jaden Reed, he might win out there, especially if Romeo Doubs leaves. It'll just be him, Watson, and Golden. I think Reed could be the second option there, especially Tucker Kraft recovering from that ACL tear.
Yeah, the problem that they're going to face, especially with Jacobs as we've drafted him, is Golden and Jaden Reed are not blocking. So I don't know if they're going to put Savion on the outside, which would be stupid, but they're going to need to fill Dobbs' shoes, especially as a blocker. It wasn't a great one, but he was a willing one. Those two other guys aren't going to be doing that. What do we say? 9th round there. I will go Brock Purdy. Love that pick. Round 10, I've been talking him up. I like Dobbs. I think he ends up somewhere really, really nice for him. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I'm going to go Bo Nix.
Yeah, he's been great for fantasy. He's been great for reality. That team would be in the Super Bowl if Bo Nix played against my Patriots. I'm thankful that did not happen.
Dak was a good pick as well. I'd say that.
Yeah, agree. In the 11th, Kittle is so interesting. I like the pick, but I'm going to go Tyler Shuck. I think the value is there. He's a great fantasy quarterback. I like Tyler Shuck. How about you?
Yeah, I'm all on board with that as well. I mean, I've been picking too many quarterbacks, so I'll go Chris Godwin. I think it's a couple of years removed from the big injuries, but the big injuries slow down a little bit, so it's a wild card pick. But I'll go Chris Godwin.
Talk about the 12th round.
12th round, I think it's got to be Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah, or
picking all quarterbacks. I'm picking too many quarterbacks. I'm picking too many quarterbacks. I'll go Kenneth Gainwell just from what he showed this past year.
Yeah, that's true. But the quarterbacks in the 12th are really, really nice upside plays. Darnold, I worry about the Kubiak stuff, so I'm not upset getting Mendoza or Ward instead. In the 13th,
that's going to be his coach.
Who, Mendoza's? Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Man, that would be so sweet.
I think it happens.
I don't think he should take that job, but we'll see. I guess it's better than the Browns and then the Cardinals jobs. So
it's the only job left.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really.
In the 13th, I'm going to go J.K. Dobbins. I think he runs it back. He's saying all the right things. We know Sean Payton loves him. Some not R.J. Harvey. I hate that for R.J. Harvey. But Dobbins had some good games. I'll go Dobbins in the 13th. How about you?
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk. I think he's going to go to Washington. It feels pretty like the NFL's worst kept secret at this moment.
Yeah.
And it feels just like a free upside shot on someone who has been great these past couple of years. So I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, would love to see him in a Commander's jersey for fantasy purposes. In the 14th, you cannot pick a quarterback. Who you got?
I can't pick a quarterback when I have my Malik Willis is my highest exposed quarterback. I'll go Kenyon Sadiq. I was clamoring for him during the draft. He was falling a little too far. Probably going to be a late day one kind of guy. I don't love the prospect profile right now, but in the 14th round, it's good enough that I'll take the chance on the rookie.
Yeah, I was looking at Dylan Sampson. I think he showed enough. He has work to do, but he's got the opportunity to be the one for a while. I know QJ and everyone in the camp is saying the right things. He's got the potential to be ready. I don't know. It was late in the season. I think Dylan Sampson has a shot early on to establish himself. I think QJ is potentially looking at half the season. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. That's all speculation right now. In the 15th, I really like the Trey Benson pick. How about you?
Yeah, I like the Trey Benson pick. I'll go Rachaad White. Everyone counts him out, and he always scores fantasy points.
Yeah, and he's going to have a new home. So as my light dies and we get some mood lighting here for the end of the show. In the 16th, I'll take Travis Kelce. Why not? The shot on Kelce. I just think that late is so interesting. Even if he's given you 65% of what he did. Look, he could retire. This is why he's going late. I don't know. He's already kind of hinted that he's going to potentially run it back. Let's say he retires. I'll go Keaton Mitchell, but I like Kelce there.
I'll take Jonathan Brooks 2 years removed from the injury. I think he could factor into the backfield there. I think Rico leaves. He was posting efficiency charts on his Twitter, so I think he's gone. Yeah, so he'll be the 1B to Chuba Hubbard's 1A in Carolina.
Yeah, but interesting too that they were kind of riding Rico when both were healthy, even though Chuba was essentially the guy. They kind of went back and forth. I wonder how much Brooks factors in with a healthy Chuba. We'll have to see.
He was going around, around 20 yesterday.
Yeah, well, not anymore. In the 17th, it's Trey Harris for you, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen's gone. I mean, what more is there to say? Mike McDaniel's there. You love the fit. You love the player. The coach speak this season, talking about him being a willing blocker, him doing everything right, learning the system. I'm all in.
Yep, I hear that. I don't know Christian Kirk's contract status. I feel like he's a free agent.
He is.
So I don't know if I like Kirk more or Noel more, but give me both of those guys because I think they're on different teams. I love both of those picks there in the 17th round. Let's wrap it up quickly. In the 18th, give me Marvin Mims. He was showing out. They need to use him more. Sean Payton needs to use his guys. Marvin Mims, electric when he gets a chance. Who you got?
Brian Robinson. Because, CMC's coming off a 400 touch season. Brian Robinson's the clear backup.
It's fair.
Because I think he's still under contract. I'll give that a look while you go to round 19.
Yep, that's fine. Round 19, I'm going to go ahead and go with Jake Tongas. I love our pick there. No one else here rubs me the same way for some reason. Jake Tongas will be immune to the substation, I think, because he's probably going to be the only offensive game in town. He looked so damn good in relief of Kittle for a majority of the season. And now he's going to be in relief of Kittle for the majority of the season again, unless this team drafts or brings somebody else in. Who you got?
Yeah, so Brian Robinson's a free agent, so I'll scratch that and go Torrey Horton, but I won't explain that. I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth. It might be Will Howard, but man, oh man, when Pat Freiermuth gets the ball in his hands, he's so good. I don't know what Arthur Smith was doing, prioritizing Jonnu halfback tosses this season over, crossing routes to Pat Freiermuth. We saw it in the last couple of games. He's a tight end one talent. You're getting him around 19 all day.
Yep. Can't argue that. In the 20th round, holy hell, Devin Neal. Love that pick. We missed that one. Really like that pick in the 20th round. Who you got?
I think I'll go Chris Brazzell here. I think he's going to go day 2. Like I said, I haven't been able to scout him much, but good wide receiver with long speed last round. All you needed him to do is hit 1 or 2 50-yard touchdowns, and the ADP's already paid off. So go with him. Jalen Naylor's sneaky too, because they might resign him.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, he might find some, a suitor or 2 or 3 in free agency.
Sneaky good this season. Yeah. He was sneaky good.
He's been good the last couple of seasons. The problem is usage. But yeah, if they do re-sign him, that's probably good because we'll see if Addison can stay on the field. Holy hell. And then, the thing is who's the 4 over there? Felton.
Ty Felton. They used a day 2 pick on him.
Felton could push him next year if he stays, which is probably why he goes. So we'll just have to see what happens. But if he goes somewhere, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Brazzell, man, that guy can operate in the red zone too. He's a big body. I love him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Awesome. Well,
probably the that's at the rate we're going.
Hey, let's hope so. Listen, we are going to be doing this type of thing all off season. This is our first show really since Ryan and I won a majority of our fantasy championships this season.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Well, sorry, I will speak for myself. But what I will say is we are back here doing at least one show a week, trying to give you some ADP information. Of course, at the probably beginning of March, we'll start giving you shows and deep diving into rookies. We'll start getting into, I would say, certainly by the beginning of April, we'll do some rookie mock drafts as well. And we'll just continue to talk, whether it's best ball, whether it's dynasty. We're going to do a dynasty trade show coming up here soon. It'll be some formation of myself, of Ryan, of any and everyone else from the FFU here to give you at least a show per week here, probably after the Super Bowl hits. We're going to enjoy that one. Hopefully enjoy that one for the Patriots fans. So Ryan, any last words, sir?
Yeah, being an Eagles fan is nice, seeing the win. And, this matchup's going to be a good one. I think the Patriots are undervalued here from a betting perspective. They're getting close to plus 200. I know Seattle's great, but New England's sneaky really good. I'm glad to see Milton Williams playing back-to-back Super Bowls. He's absolutely been anchoring that defense. He got 100 mil and has been worth every single stinking penny of that deal.
100%. Listen, there were so many acquisitions in the offseason with Vrabel. I'll give you 3, all on the defensive side of the ball that have been fantastic. Number 1, of course, Milton Williams. We saw how valuable he is to this team when he was out for about a month, and that defense kind of started to crumble towards the end of the season. He comes back, and they're immediately a top unit in the playoffs. Number 2, Robert Spillane has been awesome in the middle. Interior blitzing from Robert Spillane has been surprisingly good. Of course, he can cover a little bit, and he's rangy. But the third one who's sneaky, when Spillane went out, we had Gibbons, Jack Gibbons step in. And there's not a huge, of course, he was Vrabel's guy in Tennessee. There's not a huge, he's not necessarily blitzing well, but he is rangy himself. There's not a huge downgrade from Spillane. So I know the injury news isn't specific on Spillane, but if for some reason he's limited or can't go 2 weeks from now, Jack Gibbons isn't it's not a death knell for the Patriots D. Jack Gibbons can do enough with all the other pieces around.
Yeah, Carlton Davis has been a good number 2
this is a good one
as well. I remember the start of the New England's offseason. I clowned it so hard because I saw Harold Landry and I was like, I don't like that one. I'm like, Carlton Davis, that's a little too much money for Carlton Davis. Obviously, he's outplayed my expectations in that deal, and I knew Milton was going to be great. But man, oh man, it just tells you what you do in free agency if you spend on the right players and have the right coach. And I think we're going to see a shift in philosophy here in the offseason. And a lot of teams are going to be big spenders. I don't know if it's going to work like it did for the Patriots because I don't know if you remember. I remember Carolina swooping in on Milton Williams. I remember the tweet where it was like, it might have been Rossini or someone. Carolina is deep in negotiations with Milton Williams. And like, when they tweet that out, it's implied they're going to sign him. And then New England swooped in last second, signed him, gave him the big money. And he's been, like I said, he's been worth absolutely every penny of that deal. He's been an anchor.
We'll take it. But talk about sneaky. Sneaky could be Harold Landry coming back from injury. Didn't play last week. And he's going to leave it all on the field. I mean, this could be it for him. That dude, is going to go after a championship. So I think he's going to do everything he can to play. It'll be interesting between him, between Diggs, between all the vets that the Pats have who are just desperate for a title, with Vrabel and everything he's going to try to cook up on the defensive side of the ball. It's going to be a close game. That's really all I have to say about it. Seattle is the best team in football. We're going to need a ton of shit to go right for the Pats to win it, but it's possible. This is the Jim Carrey, so you're telling me there's a chance meme. There's a chance.
Look, right before the game last year, I got this gut feeling that the Eagles were going to win by a lot. So I laid minus 14 on them, and I got really good odds because they were like -3 favorites. I do not see that happening this year. This one's going to be a close one.
Yeah.
I mean, Seattle's probably the better team on paper, but man, New England's going to give them a fight. Drake May is going to silence the haters he somehow has now after this
ridiculous
postseason appearances that haven't been great, but it's going to be a good Super Bowl. I'm excited.
Yeah, and the last thing with May hasn't been statistically great, but if you watch the games, you see May coming up clutch in big moments. He misses a couple passes here and there, but we have to throw out the second half stats from that ridiculous weather game the other day. I think in the Houston game, that was really difficult to, a strange one in New England, the second half of that as well. So look, Drake May is doing what he can. This is, January playoff football, but now we're going to be in what should be, we'll see how the weather cooperates, but what should be a relatively stable tropical compared to what we've been getting here in Santa Clara. We'll see.
And no teams are partaking in practice by the substation at the Niners facilities. They both bypassed that. I thought that was a funny note to throw in there. But yeah, Drake May's been, it's been rocky stat wise. But if you call, outside zone, I think that was the play call, and you audible it and tell nobody that you're going naked bootleg, you have my respect, man.
Yeah, ballsy. But I was actually thinking today. I was like, I wonder if Vrabel just went up to him and said, "Hey, when they ask you about this play, just say that it was your idea." Because that's a really smart thing to kind of put the focus on Drake May instead of all the negative focus of his statistical output and the fact that they played and say Drake May decided to do this, whether or not that's true. But yeah, if he did, if he didn't, either way, he made the play, which is what you got to do. Looks great doing it, wins the game. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And, the meme has been circling around of Dan Campbell. This was our only shot for teams like Houston and Jacksonville, because, Mahomes is going to be back eventually. And, he's going to take what he wants. And this team is a top 10 pick. So you got to win it right now. Obviously, these are the two teams that have the best shot because they're in the game, of course. But you may not make it back here. We've said it about the Lions. We've said it about countless teams that, hey, they're young. They're great. They'll be back. The Bengals are another one. They just haven't seen the light of day since. So
yeah,
you got to capitalize on these opportunities. Obviously, that's insanely cliche to say, but it's the truth, because when we say about these young teams, they haven't been coming back.
Yeah, that's true. One thing though, let's talk about the other side of the ball. Let's talk about Sam Darnold. Just give him his flowers real quick. Looked like he was done, absolutely balled out game of his life this past week. He was spinning it. Those spirals were perfect. If you watched him, also that one-handed JSN monster catch on the sideline. If you watch the replay of that, some people pointed out that was a no-look pass by Sam Darnold. Go check it again. Looks fantastic. Darnold was balling. And one thing that I saw was that Sam Darnold is the first USC quarterback to start in a Super Bowl, I think ever. But what I did say in a Discord, I did kind of say that he's pretty soon there's going to be a second USC quarterback starting in the Super Bowl, and it might be as soon as next year.
You know, Chicago looks really promising. Like we said, it's, you know, I just said that young teams may not come back. If they keep that offensive line intact, their offseason is going to be a tricky one, though. Ryan Poles is the GM still, and we know he gets kind of a bad rap.
Fair.
But they're over the cap space by a good amount right now. They have some restructuring to do. Obviously, DJ Moore's out the door after jogging that last route. And then again, in the game against the Rams, which they could have easily won, by the way. That was a winnable game. They should have won.
Yeah. They should have won.
Not could have, they should have. But yeah. I think these teams with young quarterbacks are, you know, you got to be patient a little bit. Like New England was, they gave Drake May an offseason. They spent on the defense. On the other hand, you have teams like Washington who are probably going to waste Jaden Daniels' rookie window. You got to capitalize on these rookie windows. That's why they're so important. CJ Stroud, this was their best chance too. That defense was generational. And insane. It kind of didn't pan out. So it'll be interesting to see the maneuvering here. But like, if you're Chicago, you're happy. You're New England, obviously you're happy, but you got to capitalize on these windows for these young quarterbacks, which Washington tried to do. They signed a bunch of old guys, and now they're back in the basement. So,
yeah. Listen, hey, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it does, but we'll see. We'll be back in another week or two. Jesse and I got to get in here on a pod and you know, talk some crap to each other before the Super Bowl. But otherwise, we are Just the Ranks. I am Jeremy. This is Ryan. Stay tuned for shows. We'll give you a little bit more of a heads up when we're doing some of these, but we're getting back into it. Rookie season is around the corner. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Tune in. Check us out on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok. We're over there live regularly in season, but also going to be doing some more stuff and ramping things up soon. So for Ryan, I'm Jeremy. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.